Hi everyone, my name is Sedat. I'm a consultant from SYSTRONICS. Today I will introduce SYSTRONICS Field Extender. Field Extender allows to add document management functionality to Sage 300. It allows to attach electronic documents to any Sage 300 transactions, including transactions developed by third-party developers, as long as the application is SDK. You can add optional fields on a batch, entry, or a detail line levels. In addition to a different type of optional fields, you can attach files, and you can use large formatted text fields, which we are calling rich text. For the same screen or transaction, you can enter multiple records of optional fields, and each record can be the same, can have the same optional field list or a different optional field list. The text file can be configured to be used as a hyperlink, and in case of hyperlink, you can have the files in some folder in the network, and to keep in Field Extender just a link of these files. Otherwise, when you touch a file, the information is kept in Sage 300 tables, so that when you back up and restore the data in any other PC, or when you do a DB dump and DB load, the optional fields will be transferred together with the other data of Sage 300. The Field Extender has a lookup tool for optional field values. And I will show you all this functionality now in Sage 300. Let me switch there. If the screen has been configured already to be used with Field Extender, then by opening the standard Sage 300 screen, the optional field values pop-up screen will be opened automatically next to the original screen. So I'm just opening the IC item screen, and the pop-up screen is open next to it. And when I select an item from here, the optional fields will be populated on the pop-up. Here we have entered the date type value for the first field, and in a photo electronic attachment type of optional fields, we attach the image file for that item. In addition to that, also we have entered the rich text information here. If it is a rich text, then you can have a color for the text. You can have the different size that you want to. And later on, when you have this information in optional fields, you can use the optional field values in your reports. Not only the usual type of optional fields available also in Sage 300 modules, but the attachments and rich text also can be shown on the customized reports. We have done this in one, as an example, in order entry invoice form, and I will show you how it will look. First of all, you need to select the customized report. Here, actually, it was selected. This one. And make a selection of the range of invoices. I will select just 2 invoices to show how it works. And print the report. Actually, this customized report will show the optional fields taken from the items used in the invoice. If no optional fields are used in the invoice, in the items which are included in the invoice, then the invoice will be printed as it is without any changes. This is on the first invoice. On the second invoice, I have 3 items for which I have attached image files and rich text information. So both attachments and rich text are shown on the form. Now let me open the order entry screen for which I have configured optional field values. When you are creating a new order, you are selecting the customer and you are selecting the items in the detail level. If after selecting the customer, we have the same optional field specified for that customer, then the optional field values will be populated automatically in a header level in the pop-up. In the pop-up, we have both header level optional fields and detail level optional fields. Later on, when you select an item, and similarly, if you have an optional field defined for this item, then on the detail level, this optional field will be populated automatically. Of course, you can change the optional field values if you want to, but you can keep it as it is as well. Later on, when you create a shipment based on the order, then the optional fields, both in header and detail level, will flow to that shipment. And similarly, from shipment, optional fields will flow to the generated invoice. Field Extender has inquiry screen, allowing to see the saved optional field values. So to be able to see these optional fields, you need to select the screen named as transactions here. I will select IC items. Make a selection. The selection can be done manually by selecting the field and set optional field, the range for that optional field, or it can be done automatically by using the auto-populate selection. I will click just this button. Let me just cancel the entered detail line. And by clicking this auto-populate selection button, selection for a range of optional fields will be populated automatically. So I need just to make a narrow down the selection or keep it as it is for the full range. And then populate the grid by clicking the Go button. In our sample example, I've entered optional fields for 4 items, and from the attach 1 optional field, we can see the attachment files that we have here. And by selecting this option, I can open and see the attached image file. Also, the rich text can be opened in a rich text editor. So I will just double from three dots. I will select, click on it, and the rich text information is opened from. This screen will allow to just have a look into the optional fields. From here, you cannot enter new optional fields or edit them. Now, a little bit before, I forgot to show how you can enter the hyperlink actually when I open the item screen. Here, the text optional field is defined to be used as hyperlink. So from here, I can enter the path of the file which is in somewhere in the network, or I can even type the web link here. For example, I can enter the Google path, and by clicking on the link, the Google will be opened in the browser. Now a little bit about the Felixandr setup. I'm not going to make a training and explain very detailed level how to make the setup. But I will give you a general idea what should be done in order to be able to use Felixandr. When you install Felixandr and activate it in a company, everything for a big list of screens and transactions will be configured automatically here. And to be able to use that optional field, you need to do very little thing. For example, for AP invoice, you will select that transaction and make it as active by removing the inactive checkbox. And later on, you need to define the optional fields. This can be done manually, or it can be done automatically for a fixed list of optional fields. If it is okay for you to use this default option, then you need to come here and change the default setup from no to yes in a detail or in a header levels. So after that, what remains to you to do? Just to save, close the screen, close and reopen Sage 300. That's all. Everything is ready, and when you will open the AP invoice entity screen, the pop-up will be open next to it. So once more, you just need to select the screen, remove the inactive checkbox, make the default setup option to yes, save, and that's all. In case if you want to specify optional fields manually, then you need to go then, after making the screen active, go to open the optional fields screen, select the transaction, for example, optional AP invoice entity header, and insert a detail line, give a name of the optional fields, specify the type from the big list, specify the length decimal if required, save it. That's similarly to define other option fields. After that, after saving, you'll need to click the create button to create corresponding Felixandr tables. And this is not the whole story. After defining optional fields, you need to do one more thing. You need to define at least one field set if you don't have any, and open the assign field screen. Select that transaction. Select any field set that you have, and give a caption name of the optional fields that you define here. This much. Select the field and give the caption name, which can be the same or it can be different. Any name that you want to appear in the optional fields pop-up screen. And it will be ready to be used. And a couple of things about the license. Field Extender has its own license manager screen. I'm going to enter activation code. I will open the screen. From here, you need to enter the serial number and the activation code information. And this will allow you to use any screen, any transaction that you want to in your Sage 300. However, if you are going to use just one or a couple of screens, you don't need to have a full license for Field Extender, which is more expensive. You can switch to single screen option. And from here to select the screen that you want to use and enter the activation code only for that particular screen. And that screen you will be able to use this much. At the end, I want to mention that web screens are also available for Field Extender. And you can use the optional field values pop-up screen in web screen as well. To do that, you need first to make a setup, which is somehow different from the other web screens in Sage 300. After finishing that setup, when you open the web screen, you will be able to use them. So let me show how it can be done. First, I will log into Sage 300 and open the screen, which has been configured already. So I will go to item screen. From here, I will select an item. The screen which is opened, it is a customized one. Everything is the same, only one additional button is added here, which is named as attachments. And by clicking this attachment button, the pop-up screen will be open. The functionality of the pop-up is the same. You can enter optional field values and you can open the attached file if required. Actually, this much.